What's up guys? Been a long time coming since I've last put out a video, especially a proper video, not just me and my son playing a game or something off the cuff rather quickly. So this video is also a long time coming since the event. It's been about a month since the last revival, Game Not Over 2024, the first big proper revival show since post-pandemic. So you're talking 4 or 5 years now, aren't we? That's crazy. Unfortunately, Rudy couldn't come along to this one with me like I've been to all the other big ones with him since we started going, because he's got his new shop, Retromania. Go check that out. But I did get to take 2 friends who haven't been to Revival before along, Chris and Tugboat. They had a great time. It was all new to them, all the arcades and stalls and stuff, and they both picked up some little bits and bobs here. And I didn't really go with the idea that I was definitely going to pick anything up. I try never to go with the idea that I'm definitely going to pick something up, but because it's the first sort of place with a decent amount of gaming stalls, there was always a good chance, and I'm still trying to grow the NES library a little bit. So yeah, the pickups were small, but stuff that was on the big list that's always been slowly be chipping away at. You know, I'm only really collecting now, obviously modern stuff with Switch and stuff, but as far as retro, it is really just the stuff I had as a kid. So trying to own everything I had as a kid again, which is very doable. Nothing I had as a kid was that rare or anything. So the most expensive games I'm ever going to have to pay out for are something like Zelda on the SNES or something, which, yes, it ain't that cheap, but it's not rare. So anyway, quick shout out to some of the people I got to see who I haven't seen in a long time. Very briefly saw Alex from Arcade Archive, Nintendo Arcade. Just literally say hello. He was chatting with other people, so it was just literally say hi. Tootie was there, so what's up, Tootie? You were stalling out. I'm sure you had a good day. It was a good crowd, so bought one of the games from you from there. Old school Variety Face, who I haven't seen probably in about 5 years, 4 or 5 years since. I think he was stalling out at Nottingham Game Market a few years back, but we're talking pre-pandemic again, so probably 2019 or something. Pete on a retro trip, again. Yeah, Pete's great YouTuber, always worth checking out his content, puts a lot of time and effort into his big ones on there. So I had a quite nice chat with him, it was good to see him. And then, yes, Sega Zombie as well, Scott, I had a quick chat with him around Danester's hidden chess gaming stand. So again, got to see Danester as well. So yeah, it was good to see them guys and have a catch up and see that they're doing well with both their businesses. Obviously Scott has his game shop in Ipswich, which is going well, and always good to see on Facebook how he's getting on. So yeah, it was awesome to see these people. I saw James as well, who used to do the Let's Talk Retro YouTube. He was stalling out as well. One of the things I got, which you probably might have seen already, was from him. I might as well start with that as the item that I bought first. So yeah, this LED sort of light up Nintendo 64 clock. Let's try and get there without too much reflection. Yep, I think he's had these in his garage or whatever for quite a few years, trying to shift them, so he was getting rid of them really cheap. Picked that up for £5. My friend bought a Back to the Future one as well, which was also awesome, so he was happy to get rid of them, I think. What else did I get? NES games first then, yeah. So Solstice, pain in the arse game, but one I owned as a kid. £6, can't remember where I got this one from. Not sure what stall it was, but the good thing about NES games right now is they're not rising in price at all, really. So they've kind of been sitting around this same sort of price for quite the best part of a decade now, which isn't a problem. I think the nostalgia boom for NES has kind of peaked a few years back now, so you can tend to get a lot of the decent library of NES games for under 15 quid now, and that was £6. And again, it's a frustrating game, it's difficult, but it's got a wicked soundtrack to it, especially the intro music is wicked. And also got Skate or Die. Again, it's a mixed bag with this one, but people struggle with this, but if you put the time in, you can seriously master the downhill jams and stuff. It's all about memorising it. If you can memorise it and figure that one out, it's quite rewarding to be able to blitz through a level without dying. It's pretty cool. And I think we got this from Hidden Chess Game, actually. Daniel's stall. My mate picked that up for me because he owed me a tenner for something else, so spot on. We'll move to PS1 games. This is one I did get from Tooty's stall, which I didn't spot initially, but I was asking about it and he said that he did have it. So Matt Hoffman BMX. I bought this originally on the back of owning Tony Hawk's 2 because it was such a great game, Tony Hawk's 2, and this uses the same game engine and basically the same controls, but you're obviously on a BMX. I never ended up putting as much time into this as I did on Tony Hawk's 2. Maybe the novelty had worn off at that point, but I remember it getting good reviews and stuff when it came out, and I'll probably give the soundtrack another go because it's going to be same sort of stuff in it, fun times. And then we move on to a couple of cheaper football related games. Another one, but whether I'm ever going to put any time into, I don't know, but it was one I owned as a kid. LMA Manager. Picked this up for £4, I think it was. Had a look around a few stores that had it for a £5, and then eventually gave in and bought it for £4 at a different store, so that was nice. Oh, luckily with PS1 stuff, all the cases I've got have actually been, not cracked or anything, which is nice. This one's got a bit of pink writing from some other seller at some point, but yeah, LMA Manager. As far as console management games go, this was the dog's bollocks when it came out. I mean, this is during a period where I owned a PC as well, 99-2000 season. So I was Champ Manager in it and Ultimate Soccer Manager in it at the time. So I had the in-depth stuff, but the convenience of playing on my console in my bedroom rather than on the family PC, this was a solid management game. Best around at the time, I'd say. Never played the sequels, and I think it ran onto PS2 as well, but I don't know if it ever really stood the test of time in that sense. And then another game that I should have owned a million times over, and I did own back in the day, ISS Pro, absolute classic. And with the Euros going on currently, I'm shooting this just before the quarterfinals, so England plays Switzerland tomorrow. So whether when I put this out, which will be after that game, we'll be in a good mood or not, we'll see. But yeah, ISS was a real breakthrough game for 3D football games, I think. Still very playable today. Easy to unlock what you need to do with using the through ball and the 1-2s and stuff. But awesome game. It pushed FIFA. I mean, FIFA was great around this time as well, 98 sort of time. But yeah, ISS, great game. I mean, there's so many good memories of playing football games on the PS1 because there was just obviously so many games to choose from back then. And yeah, some were a lot better than others, but I had a lot of fun playing any football game. Once you got the feel of any football game, you could have fun with it back then. Now there's nothing to choose from, is there? And finally we got, because my friend Tugboat got one as well, he got a WrestleMania arcade one. I got this WrestleFest metal sign, which is like a mirror as well. So the white parts of the writing are actually a mirror. It's going to be hard to get an angle with this without, just going to turn it again. Beautiful. I think these were maybe £15. Sounds about right. I don't think I would have paid more than that. So I'm actually going to plump this on the wall above the arcade machine, I think, and then give WrestleFest a spin, because that'll look awesome up there, I think. Should have had WrestleFest playing on the background here, to be fair. I don't know if you can actually see what's playing. It's just the original Super Mario Brothers. Yeah, so that's kind of, it's always good to get some sort of novelty thing rather than just games as well. I say game room, I've recently moved, I've got a new flat. So it's a cross between my stuff and my kids' stuff everywhere, which is a nice mashup of young people's stuff, we'll say. But yeah, it was wicked to see people. Glad my boys who came along enjoyed the drive up to Wolverhampton. The old Saxo made the trip all right. And yeah, it was up there with the best revivals. Good place to have it at the Wolverhampton race course, and I'm sure it's been a success for Craig, who's put it on. Obviously I've seen Craig as well, so I didn't even shout him out on the thing. Sorry, Craig. Pick up his book as well. I've actually got it on my thing here. So if you haven't already, Game Not Over, Craig Turner, definitely worth picking up. You can get it online. But yeah, wicked event. Can't wait for the next one. Hopefully there'll be another big one in a year. I know it takes so much work for them to get it going and doing it, but if this year's was a success and it's not burnt people out too much, I can see another one happening next year and cannot wait. Peace guys, appreciate you watching. Come on England.